past and rip off a branch.
One day you won't be here, and I know where you'll be.
Exactly, ripping stuff off. Now what I do is I stir that around. It all falls apart into these little pieces of onion, which is what I want, and that will go all the way through the dish. Now I've got some chili powder here, and it's about a tablespoon of that. Now I've got some turmeric powder here, which is nice and yellow, and if you look at the whole turmeric there, turn that around, it looks more orange, so you can use either the fresh or the dried, or you can do what I'm doing, just throw it in and add both. So about a teaspoon of that goes in there as well. I've got some garam masala, which is a mixture of 5 different spices. Usually you find that in your spice dish. In that goes, and some cumin and coriander that's been toasted and browned. Now I'm also going to add some curry powder over there. If you can grab some of that curry powder, I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there. And the trick with the curry powder is to make sure you fry it off. Now you can see I've got all those spices in there, and it is frying up in the ghee. That's where I'm going to get all the flavour coming out. So you can see I've got the ginger that's been microflamed, the turmeric and the garlic, which is all really, really fine. So we'll go all the way through it. And that bubbling ghee is going beautifully. Now all I'm going to do is stir that around here like this to make sure it disperses through it. Can you smell it already? It's really, really strong. Now at this stage I'm going to add some salt, a nice amount of salt. Now let that stir around for a second. Now give me that coriander, I'll put that in as well. Look at that, stir that around, and it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
That smells divine.
Gorgeous. Now the cauliflower, this is the hero, and I'll show you the little trick with the cauliflower. I just take the outer leaves off, and then what I do with the cauliflower is just bend it back. And you get these big, we call them florets, they just peel straight off. What I'm going to do with the cauliflower is throw it into the pot, and you can see that colour's coming through beautifully. Now Rosie, if you can pass me the stock and the tomatoes and the potato. What I'm going to do is put the tomatoes in here. There's a little bit of liquid in those tomatoes, so I'll just turn them around. And what I'm going to add is some potatoes. Now I've diced them up, and you can just chop them up nice and rough, but a nice little diced potato straight in there like that. It's probably 1.5 big potatoes, and of course some stock. I'm going to add about 500 mils of stock into here. The trick with this now is to turn it down to a gentle simmer, pop the lid on it, let it simmer away. It'll take about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, very, very gently. The potatoes will be cooked, the tomatoes will release all their juices, and the cauliflower will be nice and soft. All we need to do then is put some peas into it, stir it around, and serve it up.
Easy.
There we go, Rosie. Have a look at that.
That colour.
It looks great, doesn't it? Now the
Very
peas only need a minute or so just to heat up and cook through. You want them a little bit firm. But I've got great tomato in there. You can see the turmeric's really coloured it up. A few more pieces of cauliflower.
Potatoes all cooked through.
Potatoes cooked all the way through, and that cauliflower's going to be nice and soft. You almost want it to sort of fall apart a little bit, so it's really nice and soft. If you haven't tasted that one, just see what that tastes like. There we go.
Oh, that's very soft. That's gorgeous.
That tastes fantastic. Really nice. You could serve this with some rice.
That is divine. I love a curry, you know that, but yeah, you really nailed it with a really good traditional dish there. Happy about that.
Thank you very much.